All right, we are 4 hours into this election. I am still working on my camera placement, as you can tell. There we go. So we're 4 hours in. This is my 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time update. I have the iPad out with notes. We have a lot of news this hour. The biggest one being the blue wave is not happening. The blue wave is kind of officially canceled, and it's because we've got some problems. Joe Manchin hung on in West Virginia. I'd already tweeted that out. We're still waiting on Florida. We're watching Texas, two big strongholds for better or worse, Houston and El Paso. We don't have a lot of votes in yet. There are 33 Dems leading, but there are also 7 Republicans leading in Democratic districts. That would still be a net gain for them, but still losses there. On the Senate side, the Senate is. I hesitate to say the Senate is out, but the Senate is. The chances are distant. And it's mostly because losses in Indiana and Tennessee. Big loss in Tennessee. That was supposed to be a pickup. There were Democrats had a big plans for Tennessee, and they are not going to happen. On the bright side, in the House, we have a couple pickups. Just came across as I was starting to record this video. Colorado 6 and Michigan 11. Are the big pickups in the House. So the Dems now need 17 seats to take the House. So that's kind of good news. That's kind of really the bright spot for Democrats right now because things in the Senate are dire. Governorships are doing tremendously well. Indiana governor has happened. Pennsylvania governor. Lots of places like that. There's a lot of governorships that are turning markedly blue. There's also a possible House seat pickup in Kansas, the district for Kansas City and surrounding suburbs. Kansas is a deep red state. That's deepest, darkest Trump country, and the Democrats might find something happening there. So that's hugely important. That's kind of the news at this hour right now. Obviously, all eyes are on Florida and Texas. The Florida Senate and governor's races are very, very close, and they're both kind of tracking together. That could come down to hundreds of votes, and there's already talk of lawyers and recounts. So Florida is going to keep us up late tonight. Texas, we're still looking at Texas. Beto O'Rourke is ahead. We're still looking for things there. Votes are also coming in North Dakota for Heidi Heitkamp. For the Democrats to have any chance of doing anything in the Senate, you need a miracle in North Dakota. Heitkamp came in down in the polls into this race. Right now she's in the mid-40s. Something has happened in North Dakota. The Democrats, in order to get anywhere near the Senate, need miracles out west. Nevada and Arizona. Those polls there have not closed yet. That's, I think, either it's going to be this hour or next hour, because I think polls are closing at 7, 8 o'clock in those places. And it's just coming up 7 o'clock out here. So, big Democrats need a miracle out west. That's really the lesson of this hour. Is if there's any hope for the Senate, Democrats need a miracle in North Dakota and miracles out west at the same time. That might be difficult to pull off, on top of hopefully Beto O'Rourke pulling it out in Texas. There's a lot of things that have to go right for the Senate to even be a consideration. On the bright side, things are going right in the House, so that is good news for controls there. And also good news for governor's races, state house races, and you did have Menendez hanging on in New Jersey, so those are all kind of good news sort of things. Klobuchar was able to hang on, safe Democrat, well, no big worries there, but she was able to hang on there as well. Bernie Sanders won in Vermont. Things are kind of, the safe Democrat seats are kind of going that way. But you did get that one big pickup in Indiana, and you didn't get a change of party in Tennessee. So this is how American politics goes. The House is supposed to be very representative of the wills of the people. The Senate's supposed to be less so. That's why Senate terms are 6 years long. The map is also in Republican favor. There are more Democrat seats up than Republican seats by far this time around. So things are kind of going as anticipated, but it's kind of sad to see Van Jones on CNN already crying and people already complaining of defeat. We're also keeping a close eye on Georgia governor race as well. Stacey Abrams is coming up. They have not counted Atlanta yet, and that's where most of her votes will be. So that's the 7 o'clock update. Catch up with me on Twitter at Cameron Cowan for live tweets, and I will see you in an hour.